Have you ever paused and just wondered if there's a part of you that feels, well, fundamentally different from others? Maybe that peculiar sense of detachment or a wisdom that seems, I don't know, way beyond your actual years.
Definitely. Or those moments. Right. You're in a room full of people and their joy just feels loud. Their problems maybe seem temporary. Their whole energy just feels foreign.
Exactly. You nod, you smile, you play along, but something inside you just doesn't quite connect.
Right.
If that sounds familiar, if you're nodding along right now, well, you're definitely not alone.
It's such a profound feeling, and it really resonates with a lot of people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a certain weight, but it doesn't come from, your age and years.
Right.
It's from a different kind of memory. Some people call it soul memory.
Soul memory.
Interesting. Yeah. So if you've ever felt, older than your body, maybe quieter than the room, or just tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix, you are absolutely not alone. And the really incredible thing is this probably isn't a problem. It's often actually a sign. A sign. Okay. And that's exactly what we want to dive into today. We're exploring this idea of what many call being an old soul. Now, that term old soul, it can feel a bit abstract, maybe even hollow if you don't really understand its roots. True. So our mission today, and we're drawing on some fascinating insights from the Wise Minds YouTube channel, specifically their video, Ever Feel Older Than Everyone Around You? This is why. Great source. Is to really unpack this concept of soul memory. We want to explore those distinct characteristics that might describe this unique way of experiencing the world. We're basically here to help you, our listener, maybe make a bit more sense of our. And one really intriguing point from that Wise Minds video is that this isn't about being like enlightened or special in some kind of hierarchy. Okay, that's important. Yeah. It suggests instead that certain people carry these traces of something deeper simply because their soul has likely passed through more cycles than others. More cycles, like more lifetime or experiences. The video implies it's less about remembering specific past lives, like I was Cleopatra. Right. Not literal recall. Exactly. It's more like a deep, energetic imprint. Think of it like intuitive muscle memory from experiences and lessons gathered over countless cycles. It's the wisdom that sticks around, not the detailed story. Okay, that makes sense. It's the residue, not the narrative. So if this deep inner history is at play, how does the source say it actually shows up, in daily life, our actions, feelings, connections? Oh, it shows up in pretty much everything. Yeah. How you feel, how you connect with people, how you talk, even the choices you make day to day. Wow. And the video really emphasizes that recognizing these traits isn't just like an interesting thought experiment. Okay. It might actually be the first real step to finally making sense of who you are, to understanding why you operate maybe a bit differently. All right, well, let's get into it then. Let's explore some of these indicators that the Wise Minds video highlight. Maybe one of the most profound ones is how you seem to perceive lessons and knowledge. Right. The idea is you're not just old chronologically, but you're carrying lifetimes of lessons. Okay. So maybe there are moments when answers just come to you really quickly, without you consciously thinking it through or analyzing everything. Yeah, I think I know that feeling. It's like you don't need to test every single situation to know how it's likely to unfold. Yeah. Because something deep inside you just recognizes the pattern. And this isn't just like a lucky guess, right? Yeah. The source says it's more like remembrance. Exactly. Remembrance. But it's stored in a part of you that doesn't use words. It just knows. And this kind of understanding, you didn't pick it up in school. It feels shaped by experiences that seem ancient. Right. Which could lead to those weird emotional reactions you sometimes have that don't really fit the current situation, or instincts that only make sense way later. Precisely. The real insight here, according to the source, isn't just that you know things quickly. It's that your intuition isn't a guess. It's like this powerful ancient compass guiding you. You don't overthink, maybe, because you've already learned which thoughts just lead nowhere. So the outcome is this kind of quiet steadiness. Yeah, exactly. A quiet steadiness that comes from that deep internal knowing. Your soul sort of already holds answers others are still searching for. So instead of reacting impulsively all the time, you respond with a sort of calm confidence. That makes sense. A deep-seated wisdom leading to peace and clarity. And I guess this deep internal knowing would then influence how you navigate social stuff, which leads to another characteristic they mention, that feeling of not quite fitting in. Yes, absolutely. The video points to this undeniable friction sometimes, the way you move through modern life. Friction? Like what? Well, maybe trends just don't appeal to you much. Groupthink feels exhausting. And even when you try to engage, there's a part of you holding back, not judging necessarily, but just something inside refuses to pretend.
So that feeling of being separate, it isn't random. It's not like a flaw, but maybe part of the design.
That's how the source puts it, yeah.
Yeah.
People who carry deep insight, they're rarely shaped just to match their immediate environment. They notice too much, maybe feel things too strongly.
Ask the awkward questions.
Ask the questions others avoid, exactly. The core idea here is you're not really here to just echo what everyone else is saying. You might be here to gently disrupt what's been forgotten. Your presence itself can be a quiet reminder that, hey, something else is possible.
Wow. So it's like some lives aren't built just to follow the crowd. They're built to quietly challenge what's not working anymore. That's powerful.
And this quiet observation often comes with this remarkable ability to read people almost instantly.
Mm-hmm.
The source talks about recognizing archetypes.
Archetypes, so he means like you've met their type before.
Kind of. You don't need their whole life story to get a sense of their core nature. Sometimes just a glance or a really short conversation gives you more insight than hours of small talk ever could. It's like bypassing the performance most people put on.
So you're seeing through the masks. How does that work, according to the source? Is it psychic?
Less psychic, more soul-level pattern recognition. The video suggests these archetypes are universal patterns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the caregiver, the trickster, the wounded warrior ingrained in humanity, recurring across time.
Ah, okay.
Your soul, having seen these patterns countless times, just recognizes the underlying template someone's running, no matter their current appearance.
Like the friend who hides anger behind charm, or the boss who craves control but is terrified of failure.
Exactly. Or the partner who gives everything but then vanishes when they need support. You recognize these energies because you've encountered them before, even if the faces are totally new.
And this pattern recognition, it makes you cautious, the source says, but not cynical. That's a key distinction.
Yes. It becomes your greatest protection, really, because often what you're seeing is hidden, even from the person themselves.
Right. And this deep discernment must influence what you actually want from interaction, leading to that craving for depth, silence, and meaning.
Absolutely. We've all been there, right? Smiling through small talk.
Oh, yeah.
Laughing at conversations that feel totally forced. Sitting through events that just drain you.
The worst.
But for someone with this old soul feeling, those moments often leave you feeling emptier than being alone ever could.
So it's definitely more than just being an introvert then. There's a deeper layer.
Yes. It's described as a deeper kind of emotional alignment. You're seeking conversations that have weight, exchanges that actually nourish you, moments that aren't necessarily loud but feel really alive.
And if that's not available,
then silence becomes your refuge, your true refuge. It isn't about avoiding connection altogether. It's just that you sort of outgrown distraction. You need that space to think, space to feel, space just to be without pressure.
The insight being that superficiality isn't neutral for you, it's actively draining.
Exactly, which makes finding authentic connection really vital.
And this ties into how an old soul might view the world around them, especially things like trends and cycles.
Indeed. The source highlights this idea that you observe trends almost like a tired time traveler.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah. While everyone else is racing towards the next big thing, you pause. That excitement others feel just rarely moves you.
Why is that?
Because you see how often new is just recycled.
Yeah.
You know, different colors maybe, but the same basic outcomes.
That's a really interesting perspective. What's the core of that observation according to Wise Mind?
Well, the video suggests that when you've watched similar cycles play out so many times, fashions, politics, ideas, you just start to notice how quickly things repeat themselves.
Mm-hmm.
What feels fresh and revolutionary to others often carries the same underlying emotional energy as things your soul feels like it's already processed, maybe many times over.
So the surprising wisdom isn't about being resistant to change.
No, not at all. It's that instead of frantically trying to keep up, you naturally slow down. You stay rooted in what actually matters, what feels timeless. You're not behind, you're just done running in circles. You recognize that stillness often holds way more insight than speed ever could.
That makes a lot of sense. And this deep understanding of cycles, does that link to how an old soul might communicate?
It often does. The source talks about speaking truths that, well, sometimes cut. Because sugarcoating just starts to feel dishonest.
Yeah.
You don't talk just to fill silence, right? And when you do speak, your words can land hard, not because you intend to hurt anyone, but because the truth, spoken plainly, usually leaves an impact.
Why that directness, though? What's the motivation if it's not to be harsh?
Well, the idea is the longer you live with this kind of deep insight, the less patience you have for performance, for fluff. You just don't see the point in decorating something that needs to be seen clearly.
So while others might dodge honesty to keep things smooth.
Right. You might offer it as an act of care, genuinely, even when it's uncomfortable for everyone involved. Your words become tools, not props. Used to clarify, not impress.
That's a powerful distinction. Tools, not props.
Yeah. And this directness, look, it can unsettle people who rely on that softness, maybe to hide things they aren't ready to face.
Sure.
But for those who are ready, your voice can become something incredibly rare, like an anchor in a world that's often full of noise.
An anchor. I like that. But I can also see how this directness, combined with that craving for depth we talked about, could lead to another experience the source mentions, intense loneliness.
Yes. And it's a specific kind of loneliness. It's not about being physically alone. It's a loneliness that can exist even when you're in a room full of people.
Right. You can laugh, you can listen, you can share, but you still leave feeling somehow
Exactly. It's not about a lack of affection or attention. It's about a lack of deep recognition on a soul level.
So what is it that an old soul is really looking for in connection then?
You're looking for someone whose presence just quiets that noise in your chest.
Yeah.
Someone whose words seem to land right where your silence begins.
Oh,
And until you find that kind of rare connection, that deep resonance, your solitude doesn't feel like avoidance. It feels like self-preservation.
That's key, isn't it? Because surface talk isn't neutral for you, it's draining.
It's actively draining. So being alone with your thoughts often feels genuinely better than trying to split yourself in half just to fit into situations or groups that don't understand your depth. The insight here is that this loneliness isn't a failing. It's really a testament to the depth you're capable of and the depth you seek.
That reframes it completely. Okay, and this deep sensitivity often connects to something maybe surprising, carrying unexplained pain.
It's true. The video talks about this, how some feelings just arrive out of nowhere, seemingly without origin in your current life.
Like what kind of feelings?
Maybe a sudden wave of sadness or tension or fear, even after you've done the work, You've gone to therapy, you've healed what you could identify.
Right. You think you've dealt with your stuff.
Yeah, but something still lingers, like a shadow you just can't quite outrun.
And the source suggests these feelings aren't always yours personally from this life.
Precisely. These emotional imprints, as the video calls them, might not just be your unresolved personal issues. They could be ancestral echoes, things passed down through your family line.
Wow.
Or even deeper patterns, systemic things your soul has encountered before, like a residue of collective human history. It's where the body remembers what the mind maybe can't name or place.
So this pain doesn't mean you're broken.
Not at all. It makes you aware that maybe not everything begins where you thought it did.
Yeah.
And the profound shift, according to the video, is that once you accept this possibility, the goal stops being, I have to fix it all.
Right.
It starts becoming more about a quiet willingness just to listen to it, and maybe eventually to let it go without needing a full explanation.
Which I suppose helps explain another powerful question old souls often grapple with. Not just, why am I here, but why again?
Yes, exactly. Most people question their purpose at some point, sure.
Yeah.
But for an old soul, the questions tend to stretch further. They loop. They come back wearing different clothes,
right.
But it's the same core question.
So you're not just wondering, what am I meant to do? But maybe, why do these same themes, these same lessons keep showing up?
Right. Why do the questions themselves never seem to fundamentally change?
And this isn't about self-doubt necessarily. It sounds more like recognition.
Exactly. Recognition. You've seen patterns repeat inside yourself and in the world around you. The same lessons, the same kinds of wounds, the same themes, just disguised as new problems. And after a while, it stops feeling like mere coincidence.
So when your life starts to feel more like a continuation maybe than a brand new beginning.
Yeah, that fundamentally changes how you approach everything. You might not be chasing achievement in the same way others are. Maybe you're searching more for a kind of closure. Yeah, not in a dramatic way, but just in the quiet hope that maybe this time you'll understand enough to finally stop repeating those particular cycles. The insight is that your pursuit of purpose is often driven by this soul-level memory of previous journeys, previous attempts.
That's deep.
Okay.
And finally, all these subtle feelings, these patterns, these memories, they lead to a really powerful conclusion the source mentions. You're not crazy, you're just remembering.
Yes. There are these sensations you might have that you don't talk about much because how do you even explain them? They don't make logical sense to other people.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Okay, maybe. Sudden, inexplicable grief that washes over you. Or bursts of unexpected joy that feel disconnected from anything happening right now. Or that weird feeling of deep familiarity in a place you know you've never been before.
Oh yeah, déjà vu, but stronger.
Stronger or maybe just different. Or perhaps a sense of timing that always feels just slightly ahead of the curve, like you anticipate things.
So the video basically says, look, you're not imagining these things.
No, you're remembering. But you're remembering in ways that our everyday language doesn't really have words for. And the longer you try to rationalize it or explain it away logically, the more confusing or isolating it can feel.
So what brings peace then, if you can't explain it?
What brings peace, according to the source, isn't necessarily understanding every single detail, nailing down the why. It's more about allowing the experience, just letting it be, without denying it or judging it.
Accepting it.
Accepting it. There's this quiet strength that starts to grow when you stop apologizing, even to yourself, for how you perceive things.
That's empowering.
It really is. The core takeaway here is profound. You don't need to prove what you know or feel. You just need to trust it enough to let it shape you, instead of constantly trying to make yourself smaller to fit into a world that often only values what's easy to see and measure.
Wow. Okay. So we've really taken a deep dive here into this unique experience, this feeling of being an old soul, rooted in this fascinating concept of soul memory. We've explored how it can show up, from carrying those lifetimes of lessons that guide your intuition.
Right, that inner knowing.
To that really profound desire for depth and real connection, and even experiencing things like unexplained pain or that sense of remembering rather than just learning things for the first time.
And hopefully understanding these kinds of traits can offer some real clarity, maybe some self-acceptance too.
Yeah.
It gives you, the listener, potentially a powerful new lens, a different way to view your own feelings, your interactions with the world, recognizing that maybe those unique sensations, those perceptions you have, they might actually be echoes of a much deeper, older wisdom that's already inside you.
That's a beautiful way to put it. So it leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? What if the greatest wisdom isn't always found in seeking brand new answers out there, but maybe in learning to trust the profound echoes of what you already carry within?